pretty important day, hey? This one day has been in the making for 12 years. 4,380 days. I know, that's it. I had to calculate it twice because I was expecting a larger number. I even tried to get it down to hours and they weren't that big either. So yeah, 4,380 days. Who cares though? What's it matter how long we've been in school? What's it matter that Brett Rykoff got his head stuck in a chair in 8th grade? What does it matter that Laura slipped for 5 feet on a patch of wet grass during capture the flag? What's it matter that Rosenfeder will hate the names Matt Damon and Joyce for as long as he will live? What's it matter that Dylan questioned our principal about his mental capabilities? It's all behind us. It's time that has passed. There's nothing that you can do about it now. Does that make anyone sad? Because it should. And I'll tell you why. Has anyone ever watched Heroes? You know, with Hayden Panettiere and Milo I don't know how to pronounce his name. I guess it doesn't really matter if you've seen it before because I'm going to recite something from it anyways. Linderman tells Nathan about happiness. He says, "You see, I think there comes a time when a man has to ask himself whether he wants a life of happiness or a life of meaning." And Nathan says, "I'd like to have both." In response, Linderman states, "It can't be done. Two very different paths. I mean, to be truly happy, a man must live absolutely in the present and with no thought of what's gone on before and no thought of what lies ahead. But a life of meaning, a man is condemned to wallow in the past and obsess about the future." So if any of you guys are sad or fretting about you're sad about the time that has passed and you're fretting over your future, you now know why. You're just living a life full of meaning. This year, I chose to be happy, to live in the present. And it's not that hard to do. Living for the moment simply means staying open-minded and seizing opportunities as they come about. The trick is to say yes. You'll be amazed at the things that you're capable of doing and the way that things turn out. I mean, none of us got here by saying no. Our parents said yes to each other and created us. They said yes to move up here to the middle of nowhere. They said yes to enroll us at Rainbow Lake School. And as we became old enough to make our own choices, we said yes to learning new things, sharing with others, and listening to people. When we were in junior high, we said yes to date someone who turned out to be a total jerk. When we were able to go to parties, we said yes to too much alcohol and got into some trouble. When we hit high school, we said yes to an education and we didn't drop out. And now here we sit, proud of ourselves for saying yes to knowledge, whether it came from school or our mistakes. We all just need to cherish the current moment because it's all we really know. We know the time, we know exactly where we are aware of the surrounding people, we know what we were doing, and how we were feeling. The past can be hard to remember, and the future hasn't happened yet. And I know what you're saying, right? Oh, get a load of her. What a hippie, what a naive young woman she is. She'll see once she's living on her own how hard it is to get by, how hard it is to live in the present, and how hard it is to live life. But what does it mean to live life anyways? I think people think that they're living life by making plans. Making plans to fall in love and have kids, making plans to get rich, making plans to become somebody, making plans to wear certain things, making plans as to what they want to be when they grow up, making plans to go places and see things. Plans are ideal, but they're actually pretty funny and ironic if you think about it. People make plans in order to live their life and accomplish things, but they get so caught up in plans and countdowns that they ultimately neglect the present. And I'm not saying to live like saying things like, "Oh, I can't promise you I'll be at work tomorrow because I only live for today." That would be stupid and your life would have no direction. I'm just saying, stop being all talk and no game. Life is what you make it. And after all, we are well aware that plans don't always turn out the way that we expect. Who here knows what heaven is? Don't worry, I'm not going to go on some religious rant. I'd just like to share my insight on what has become heaven to me in my final year of school. It comes from a song called "The Tide," and I hope some of you are familiar with it. It goes, "And there's 3, count them, 3 children playing on the beach. They were eager to learn, to be taught, and to teach. There's Veronica. She's biting her lip as she watches the waves turn white at the tip. And there's Veda, radiating with joy, and luckily she still can't stand the sight of a boy. And lastly, there's Dade. His hair dances in the wind, and he's wondering what love is and why it has to end. And he can't understand how everyone goes on breathing when true love ends. His mother whispers quietly, "Heaven's not a place that you go when you die. It's that moment in life when you actually feel alive. So live for the moment now." Every now and then I find myself in one of those moments where I just feel so alive and I just want to remember for the rest of my life. I figure that this is one of those moments for many people in here. So let's just do it together. It's 4:06 p.m. on June 5th, 2010. Look at the people who are sitting next to you. Your family members and your friends. Cherish them for being here for you and for us, the graduates. These are the people that matter most. Now look at us sitting up here. Christy Janik. Sorry, I'm a mess here. Christy Janik. Allie McNaught. Kyle Kelly. Laura Lay. Tanya Drury. Stephen McGilvery. Dylan Butland. Cheryl Miner. And myself. Cherish the fact that we have made it. Cherish how lucky we are to be alive and living this moment. Think of how this moment makes you feel. Proud, hopeful, inspired, loving, and thankful. As your valedictorian, I'm supposed to leave you feeling a sense of closure and also a sense of hope for your futures. I know that my past 12 years at Rainbow Lake School have been great, and I'm positive that the time that my friends have spent here have been great as well. It's going to be home. It's always going to be home whether we like it or not. And as for the future, well, I can't promise anyone definite hope. I'm not a psychic, and I have no idea where we're going to be 2 weeks, 4 months, 1 year, 20 years from now. So I'll just leave you with the only thing I know, and of course it comes from a song. It's your life. Just make sure you know what you want when you go and get it. Keep doing these things for you, not your crew or the dude you're trying to impress, kid. Life is simple, life is hard, and yeah, life is fun. So enjoy the things around you before your life is done.